Do you know how important lithium is to our daily life? I don't know either, but I've got to say China has some says on this play. Alright guys, I've come to 𝐂𝐻𝐻 Lithium, a new energy materials company with lithium at its core. As you can see behind me, the charging pole. The price is actually amazing. It takes 0.01 RMB per kilowatt hour. I don't know how it's measured in dollars, but it's extremely cheap as a perk of this company. But also if you charge at home, that only took you like 0.1 to 0.3 RMB per kilowatt hour, which is also extremely cheap compared to fuel cars. It's a great perk, I've got to say that. In this episode of BeatSpace, questions like the development of the whole lithium industry, how Chinese companies do it overseas, how China is advancing itself as an adventurer for renewable energy will be asked. Facing Adam Scheth, founding chairman of International Lithium Association. Hello, Mr. Scheth. Thank you for coming to our show. How important lithium is to our daily lives?
If you say in English, the word life has got li in it.
Yeah, it is.
Like in China, you make the beautiful chicken soup in that ceramic cookware. It does not break. And that means it is having lithium in it, it's spodumene. The other one very close to your daily life is water. You can see that there is lithium in this water. And it's good.
So let's talk about the resources global-wide. Like, can you give us like a basic layout of the resources in the globe?
No, resources, that's a good one. It is very important to understand that Australia, Western Australia, has been the largest supplier of spodumene, the lithium mineral.
Speaking of Western Australia, we've conducted a written interview with 𝐂𝐻𝐻 Lithium, whose reply concludes their difficulties in their project in Kwinana, a city in Western Australia, including finding contractors on this global unprecedented case. Differences in design and construction standard between China and Australia, and equipment procurement also takes longer than expected. These difficulties were well managed, with a bonus of nearly 800 job positions created locally during Phase 1 construction and approximately 280 local employees stably employed during operation. You mentioned about the resources in West Australia, right? So let's pretend that I'm an Australian resident and a Chinese company wants to invest in my area. So first, there are three major issues that I might be concerned with. The first one is employment, how much jobs it will create and bring maybe changes to my life. The second one, of course, is about environmental protection, right? Will it cause damage to the places I live in? And the third one is will the company drop out when it gain enough profits and move away? So what's your response to that?
I live in Perth for the last 25 years. Yes. I think mining contributes more than 30% of GDP to the Australian economy. That we are already quite ahead with in terms of regulations, governance, and ESG.
So since you live in Perth, have you heard any kind of news or cases about the damage to the environmental protection over there?
Not in any significant ways of problems or anything. We have lots of our Western Australia mining department and environment protection agencies are very strict and strict about it. And they do ensure that these are all met before they are approved. It protects the community, and the community, the local community there, gets advantage and benefit out of those mines through income. They get royalty, they get payments, and they also get better community services. Mines do help grow schools in those communities, roads, infrastructures, power. So these are quite remote communities, and they do get benefit out of this. Otherwise, there would be nothing there. So it works for both. It works together, and it is a very win-win situation for both.
I would think about the possible difficulties that might be faced with the lithium industry in the future. Maybe it's about mining or technological upgrade, or it's about the global tensions. As maybe I know the European countries have made specific policies on Chinese EV cars or new energy industries. What's your response to that?
Well, lithium industry is growing at a double-digit rate.
Yes.
So an industry that grows so fast has also challenges to open up and to face. Like as you said, the cars, cars barriers and other things. They are challenges which as I've heard in reports in the papers that European car owners don't like that. Because they are already invested in China, they are doing joint ventures here, And so they are exporting those cars there because the manufacturing is still not for electric cars yet ready in the European market. But there is a demand for it.
Yeah.
Because end of the day, the whole world wants to have a green economy and a clean air.
Yes. I think China wants to achieve the carbon neutrality by 2016, and also European Unions, right? They want to do that by 2040. They want to get maybe half of the fuel cars out of the street. So I think that may be the common goal for the human world.
It is.
Yeah. So especially when you mentioned about when the global society wants to have to reach a consensus on the commercial side, then that's maybe driven the policies to change its directions to help the world get a win-win situation, right?
Yeah, the whole world has got this one policy of net zero carbon, whether it's 2030, 2060, how practically can we achieve it? But the path to that target is set in concrete. And for that, lithium battery is central to that achievement. And lithium.
So maybe the international communities might be a little bit anxious or worried about the situation of China taking a lead in lithium-related industries. So what do you think that might be the next cause to maybe ease their anxiety?
You see, this value chain needs to have diversification.
Yes.
And not because it's China controlling, it's not that. It's just practical sense that you have to have a diversity of value chain. We have seen in pandemic the issues. And so to avoid those things, I think the other governments are sponsoring, supporting the private enterprises to develop those supply chains. And I think that is a good trend and it should be encouraged. And again, China is the leader in this. They have the knowledge, they have the experience in it. You have gone through a decade of experience, of work. You have fine-tuned the industry. And why should every other industry go through the same process and delay? Why not go to the next technology level which you have defined and help the world achieve it faster?
While we're interviewing Mr. Chef, we've encountered some new friends who are in Chengdu, Sichuan province, engaging in the promotion of the lithium industry worldwide. Let's see their takeaways.
In Argentina, I drive a regular fuel car and fuel motorcycles. But now that I live in China, I ride an electric scooter and I test drove electric vehicles and hybrid vehicles. And I believe that they are very modern, they are very safe, and they are very convenient for the environment. So in my future personal decisions, I will turn into electric vehicles. Argentina is one of the main sources of lithium. There is a lot of Chinese investment in Argentina in that mining sector. And it's a very promising future for the sector and for the bilateral relationship of Argentina and China.
I think the future of the lithium battery industry is set to grow. We have the resources, but the Chinese companies have the technology and the resources to set up plants for manufacturing.
In Brazil, it's quite recent. We have received many cars and actually investments for factories for electric cars and with their electric batteries. So this is actually a very momentous time to discuss this change in technology in Brazil, because consumers are getting very eager to buy this kind of products, hybrids and electric cars. My brother bought one of these cars and also was advising me that you should try. And now I'm buying one. So this, and I hope it to arrive in December.
China is embracing its arms for cooperation and joint development for a promising future for humankind. Are you gonna join in?